Hi fellow traders, I'm making this video to share my trading plan and analysis of Euro NZD pair. I recently compared almost all 8 main currencies to figure out that I have to trade Euro NZD to the short side. So let's look at the few fundamentals first before jumping into the technical factors. So you can see that the euro has been rising against New Zealand dollar recently since the month of August. And the reason behind this rise against New Zealand dollar and even against Australian dollar is um, is the surprising raise in the interest rate. For example, if we look at the history of recent two interest rate decisions by the ECB, it was surprising, and that the hike of the interest rate was more than forecast. For example, on July 21 this year, the entire market was forecasting 25 basis point rise, but the rise was 25 basis point raise, but the raise was 0.5%, which was a 25 basis point surprise. Next time on September 8th, when the market was anticipating a hike of 75 basis point, ECB raised 75 basis point. So this was actually a significant interest rate hike in the history of ECB, because if you look at the previous figures, ECB was adamant about keeping the interest rate around zero. So even though the actual interest rate is quite less than the interest rate in New Zealand, the surprising factor of raising the interest rate has driven the euro to the upside. You and I both know that the forex market doesn't work according to the number, but it works according to the number of surprise. So the ECB, uh, which was known to stay around 0%, which was known for keeping the interest rate around 0%, when they started giving the surprise, it gave the boost to the euro. However, if we look at the total interest rate of the RBNZ, then you'll find that it's already greater than the interest rate of eurozone, which is why the swap to the short side is positive. So if you're going to take a short position in euro NZD and you're going to hold it for many days, this is not going to cost you anything. Rather, you're going to earn the interest. And RBNZ is now scheduled to raise the interest rate by 50 basis point tomorrow. Even though there is no surprising factor in the interest rate hike in the RBNZ, because it has been hiking according to the forecast of the market, the total interest rate is quite bigger than the European interest rate of European Union, which is why there is one positive side, that if there will be the long term traders, and if they will be willing to hold the positions, they will be rather looking for an opportunity to go short on Euro NZD rather than going long. This is the number one factor. And if we look at the second factor is economic growth. Many analysts in the world already believe that the eurozone is already in the recession, even though New Zealand has been impacted by the Russia-Ukraine war. But New Zealand has been less impacted, and that can be seen in the initial move after the war. So I drew this horizontal line a long ago in the month of February, and you can see the initial fall in euro NZD. It means the euro was falling more than the New Zealand dollar was falling. Later the impact later the war impacted even New Zealand. So yeah, New Zealand dollar was also impacted. However, if we look at the price level where it was before the war, was this, that was 1.66974. So market again, euro NZD again started falling below that level, and this is the first time after the war that the euro NZD has gone above this level, the level of 1.67 or whatever it was before the war. And now it hit the resistance, so there is a high chance there will be the downward correction. Even if it will not be a reversal, correction is inevitable. So these are the fundamental factors. uh, the economic growth has been more impacted in the European Union than it is in New Zealand, and short position have positive swaps, and the interest rate is again gonna be hiked in the New Zealand. These are the three factors which we can consider as a fundamental factors. Now, if we look at the technical factors, market is returning after making such kind of candle pattern. Even though the candle of yesterday was not a Marabout candle or a bearish engulfing candle, the size of this candle is big enough to understand the price action of reversal right from this resistance line. If I zoom out, then you'll be able to see that this is the resistance line. So this is a rising resistance line which has been working in the past. Last time when RSI was overbought and the EUR NZD touched this resistance line, there was a significant rejection to the downside. Even before the war, this is the line, this is the vertical line from where war started and war started impacting euro. But if you look at this move from here to here, this move was not impacted by the war. So even though there was no war, there was no such factor, euro NZD reacted from this resistance line and reacted from the overbought condition shown by the RSI. Now we have a similar situation that the RSI is overbought, market is reacting to the downside. So that's why I have taken my sell position already. So I'm going to tell you how I took my sell position. So after closing of this daily candle, I was looking for the opportunity to go short. However, I was thinking of some upward retracement and then take the positions when market will continue to the downside. So I went to the 1 hour time frame, and this was the move of the previous day. This was the upward retracement which I was expecting, and this was the first continuation before the European session. So I did not take my position here. I waited for the price action in European session. So market moved like this, and then this was the first candle to the downside, and this candle, and this was the first candle of European session to the downside. So when market started moving down, and when the market moved below the previous bearish action, that was 72066, I took my short position. So now I've drawn a horizontal line at the price level where I've taken my short position. So this is 72066. So I'll go to the daily time frame and I'll show you where is my target and where is my stop loss. So from this point, 72066, it's not easy to keep the crosshair exactly at 72066. So okay, let's keep it here, roughly 1.6 pips below. However, if we measure from this point, the stop loss is going to be 339 pips, 339.7 pips to be precise, and my target is the mid band of Bollinger, which is giving me 356.7 points. So my reward is slightly bigger than my risk. So even if we think about the risk to reward ratio, this trade is not a bad trade. So that's all about Euro NZD today. Thank you for watching.